Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Danny's Detours, where we talk about anything and everything life related, and consciousness is our canvas. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and I'm out and about again with the main Mandingo, Paddy, and the other Mandingo, Willow. Yeah, welcome back to the channel, guys. And today we're going to be discussing basically, you know, maybe in life every setback is your setup. And what do we mean by that, guys? Well, it can mean many different things, can't it? But sometimes in life, let's use this for example. You know, you could go for a job, you know, and you might not get that job, or you know, you could have your heart set on it. Like, it's a bit like sometimes we can try and plan out the future as much as we want in life. Look at how abundant it is around here now, absolutely fantastic. But yeah, sometimes we can try and plan things, you know, or just, you know, the way I see it, right, and what I'm trying to get at is, wow, look at this now. Is basically that sometimes we try and plan things in life, don't we? But things don't always go according to plan. But there's usually a reason for that, guys, and that's usually either your divine team, God, whatever you want to call it, higher self, is usually setting yourself up for something greater. It's a bit like what I've discussed before, previously in the past. You know, you are not being punished, you are being prepared. You know, like, you know, sometimes some of your biggest setbacks end up like rolling on to become some of your biggest setups, don't they? You know, whether that be like a job that you've gone and applied for and you've had your heart set up on it. It's a bit like me, right? I'll give you an example. Say, like, obviously I've had numerous different jobs in the past, but I kind of like always got that feeling that I was an upholsterer for quite a few years, and I had other jobs previous to that. You know, I've got a lot of different qualifications. Like I went to college, I did my MIG welding, I did my oxyacetylene welding. I'm even qualified to work on the railways. I did a level 3 engineering, engineering, railway management and stuff like that. So basically, yeah, let's just say, but I think what it was every time I was doing these, courses or jobs or whatever it were, I always felt like something were missing, you know. And I think a lot, and I've really kind of like worked that out now, guys, what it is. And we've probably all been through this, but we sort of like get brought into that trap of like, oh well, I have to do it because I have to earn money, because we put ourselves in these situations like where some people will get a mortgage, you know. But this is why I always say, one of my mottos has always been, never bite off more than what you can chew in life. Because you see a lot of these people now, and they're getting these mortgages, and they're literally, you know, they can't afford, well, like they're getting these mortgages where they're on like 30-35 year mortgages, and they're struggling to pay them back. They're biting off more than what they can chew. Luckily I never did that, but listen, each to their own, and we live it. I suppose we have to live and learn through these mistakes in life, don't we? But yeah, I always kind of like got this inclination, even from when I was doing the, you know, and don't get me wrong, like I obviously I worked alongside another lad, and we had a business, and that was going well for a while, but obviously that didn't work out. But these things in life, guys, they happen for a reason, because we need to take these lessons from what we've learned from these situations. Like I worked in a factory for God knows how many years, you know, and but at the time I did what I had to do, because obviously my family, you know, I've got a young family, children, I've got 3 kids, and I understand and I get this, but at the same time, you know, you've got to look at it like this, where basically you've got to take a chance on yourself, and you've got to look to like what makes you happy, what gives you freedom, you know. But yeah, we've got a couple of right. Well, look what Willow's got in her hair. She's got a few leaves knocking about in her. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, it's just a case of just starting to take a chance on yourself. You know what I mean? And just, you know, because at the end of the day, why would you not want to take a chance on yourself? Because, you know, there's nothing to worry about, is there, when you think about it? There's literally nothing to worry about. Morning! Morning, yeah, good. But, yeah, this is why, you know, you've got to think to yourself that, you know, there's only you that can make that change and, you know, implement that into your life. So, you know, you just, you know, like I was saying on the episode, on the video that I said yesterday, you know, well, I did it on one of my TikToks yesterday, actually, and basically stated that, you know, why would you not want to take a chance on yourself? Because, listen, we're only here. You know, this life that we have is short. Yeah, I know, I understand we come here many more times, you know, we've been here so many more times, like I stated in some of my other videos, but, you know, time is valuable. Time, energy and attention, they're the three most valuable things that we have in this life. And we must use them with, you know, with care, and making sure that we are fulfilling our needs, you know, as to what we want to achieve in this life. And, you know, what our souls, or what you've got to look inwards as well, guys. And like, I think this is one of the reasons why I started doing this channel and stuff like that. It's because, one, I like helping people. Two, you know, obviously I like talking, but obviously doing this, it's kind of like I'm creating, because every day I wake up and I think, oh, what can I talk about? And it's more of a case of just sort of like listening to my inner intuition and then just letting it go and letting it flow, because I do not script any of these videos. I just sort of like let it all come out and flow. And it works as like therapy, you could say. Is it therapy, or, you know, but at the same time, you know, you're helping other people, because you're letting other people see your point of view, you know, and your outlook on what you think and what you know and what you believe in this life. So yeah, and like I was, you know, obviously this video is about, you know, for every setback is a setup, and that is so true, that, yeah, because we, you know, when we go into these situations and we learn more from our mistakes than we do from our victories, don't we? Because, like, if you look at it, there's no such thing as winning and losing. It's winning and learning, like I stated in some of my other videos, because, you know, for every setback is a setup. So just a few things to think about there, guys. But yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic, well, I say it's a fantastic, every day is a good day, guys. But obviously look at all this now. Literally, you could, a couple of weeks ago, you could see past, you could actually look down the pathway up that way, but now it's just crazy to think how fast and overgrown everything's going. But soon, obviously, what we're in now, we're in the end of June, July, come towards the end of July and into August, everything will start sprouting through, like with the fruit and stuff like that. We'll get blackberries and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got a lot of things to look forward to, haven't we? These two, what are you barking at? Hey, come here. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it at that, guys. But yeah, just always remember, you know, just because you're being set back in life doesn't mean to say that that's it, you know, and you're not being punished, because maybe you need to learn a lesson, maybe you need to go through that situation, maybe you need to go through that pain and that trauma in order for you to ascend and become a greater, better version of yourself. So yeah, we'll leave it at that, because we're going on 10 minutes. But for me, Paddy and Willow, Danny Detours, I hope you have a fantastic day. Love you loads. Peace.